Hello, and welcome back to the Fluctus Channel. The typical working day of an Indonesian sand miner like Denai, who lives on the outskirts of Yogyakarta in central Java, begins very early. Denai wakes up at 4:25 a.m. and prepares for the Fajar, or dawn prayers with his wife, to mark the beginning of the day. After the prayers, his wife will prepare breakfast, which includes a cup of tea for Denai, who must soon be on his way to the sand mine. A routine he has maintained 6 mornings every week for many years now. Denai takes his tea in their spacious sitting room and spends a few moments with his wife while their teenage son prepares for school. A final farewell from his wife, and just before sunrise, the Indonesian sand miner sets out to make a living for his family. He makes a brief stop to buy lunch from one of the many street vendors along this stretch of road. For less than half $1, Denai is able to get enough food for his lunch. Due to the lack of public transportation, most of the inhabitants in these parts of central Java use motorcycles, at least for those who can afford it. The last lap of Denai's journey to the sand mine is rough. Shared with many other miners and the trucks that will transport their sand. This is Mount Merapi, one of over 500 volcanic mountains in Indonesia. The Gunung Merapi, or Mountain of Fire, is one of the most active volcanoes in the world, typically erupting once every 10 to 15 years since 1548. Despite the many disadvantages, these eruptions have left vast deposits of volcanic ash, loose rocks, and enormous sand dunes that people like Denai make use of. Around 21,000 people around Mount Merapi engage daily in mining aggregate sand, which remains the most used natural resource in the world after water. Leaving his motorbike at the foot of the mountain, Denai climbs the steep slope leading to his sand mine to meet his waiting colleagues. Sand mining here is done in teams of 4 to 6 men, with each person taking charge of a particular aspect of the process at any given time. This morning, Denai launches the process by handling the dangerous task of climbing the steep slope while dangling on a tiny rope to loosen the sand with an iron bar. The tough nylon cord is securely fastened to a tree at the top of the massive sand dune and regularly checked by a teammate for Denai's safety.
Sekitar saya 20 tahunan melakukan aktivitas penambangan ini. Dari pengalaman saya untuk melakukan aktivitas penambangan pasir lereng Gunung Merapi di tepatnya di Sungai Putih ini, ada juga kendala. Kadang ada kendala itu tergantung cuaca. Kadang cuaca hujan atau gimana itu yang sering jadi kendala kami.
The miners will first sieve the loose ground to remove the rocks. Then the rocks are loaded into wheelbarrows and dumped at a safe distance.
Untuk hari-hari biasanya ya saya ini mencari pasir, juga mengayak. Bila terjadi penurunan pasir yang di tebing, saya juga sering melakukan penurunan atau menggunakan, kalau istilah di daerah saya itu menggunakan linggis atau tombak.
Where the hill face is too steep to climb with a rope, these resourceful miners make use of long, heavy iron poles to pry and detach enough sand for their desired daily quota. Sieving to obtain fine sand continues until a desired quantity of the mineral is achieved.
Nama saya Pramono, berteman sekru dengan Bapak Denny dan kawan-kawan semua penambang pasir. Di sini saya juga sebagai kadang pemecah batu, kadang ya mengayak. Pokoknya bekerja sama gitu dengan teman-teman supaya lancar gitu.
Then, the sand is transported and dumped on a conveyor-like slide path made of old aluminum sheets, which effortlessly channels the fine grains down the steep slope into a waiting truck at the foot of the mountain. This ingenious technique saves the sand miners a great deal of manual loading time and energy.
Untuk hari kerja kami tidak menentukan ya Mas ya. Tidak menentukan. Jadi dalam lokasi itu kan ada pengisian, kadang ya 2 truk, kadang ada 3-4 truk. Itu kami setelah pengisian itu selesai, kami menggali kembali untuk persiapan besok pagi.
A short resting period gives Denai the time to share lunch with his teammates before returning to the slopes for the final phase of the day's work.
Kalau di sini tuh intinya kami bekerja tidak terlalu paneng lah Mas. Intinya yo sering sambil bergurau sama teman-teman. Setelah kami jadi tambah semangat dan tetap bertahan.
Just like in the morning, the routine is repeated, and when the last truck for the day is filled, it is then time for the sand miners to pack up and return home. This time, the loaded trucks navigate the rough, narrow road from Mount Merapi in a convoy.
Maaf, Perkenalkan, nama saya Esmaji. Tempat lahir saya di Serumbung, Magelang, daerah Argosoko sini juga. Terus pekerjaan saya sebagai driver, mengangkut material berbentuk pasir atau batu dari wilayah Kali Putih ini. Kami storkan di tempat depo yang terutama kami layani. Untuk saat ini kami stop di depo dulu. Dan gimana Mas?
At the sand depot, some of the trucks are offloaded while others get their sand loads increased for delivery to customers around Yogyakarta. Apart from direct construction, this sand will act as the main ingredient for the manufacture of asphalt, cement, and glass. Globally, more sand is mined than any other mineral, with about 50 billion tons of aggregate sand mined each year.
Kalau di tempat kami yang untuk saat ini udah sekitar 4 tahun.
Tapi kalau dari awal dulu sudah lama aja Mas?
Iya, cuman kan pindah-pindah Mas.
Jadi
kalau di sini udah nggak bisa diambil atau udah nggak bisa digali, pindah
cari lokasi baru lagi.
Denai gets home and will spend the rest of the day cutting grass to feed his herd of sheep, confined just a few feet from his house. Apart from sand mining, small-scale dairy farming and agriculture are also widely practiced by the local population. With these economic activities, the average inhabitant here makes around $100 a month, which is largely sufficient for a household like Denai's. After cutting enough grass to feed his entire flock for the next 24 hours, Denai finally retires to spend some family time with his wife and kids as the sun sets. For this Indonesian sand miner, it's been a well day spent. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our new content. See you next time.